Most people think success comes from talent or luck. But one woman was broke, unemployed, and rejected again and again. Publishers didn't believe in her. Life didn't give her a backup plan. Today, the world knows her name. And the way people explain her success is completely wrong. This is the real story of J.K. Rowling. And the one mistake almost everyone makes about success. Most people misunderstand success because they only see the end result. They see the money, the fame, the finished product, and they assume the story was smooth. That assumption is the biggest mistake people make about J.K. Rowling. Before her name became global, before Harry Potter became a cultural phenomenon, her life looked nothing like success. She was a single mother living in Scotland. She was unemployed. She was relying on government assistance to survive. At times, she struggled so deeply with depression that she later described that period as the lowest point of her life. This wasn't someone on the way to success. This was someone trying to make it through the month. J.K. Rowling didn't write Harry Potter in a quiet office or a creative studio. She wrote in cafes because she couldn't afford to keep her apartment warm. She wrote while her baby slept beside her. She wrote without an audience, without validation, and without any guarantee that her work would ever matter. When the manuscript was finally finished, she did what any writer would do. She sent it to publishers. And it was rejected. Again, and again, and again. More than a dozen publishers said no. Not because the story was incomplete. Not because she didn't try hard enough. They simply didn't believe it was worth the risk. That's the moment where most people quit. Not because they lack talent, but because rejection feels like proof. Proof that the dream is unrealistic. Proof that continuing is pointless. Proof that it's time to stop. But here's the truth most people don't want to hear. Rejection is not proof of failure. It's proof that you're early. The mistake people make about J.K. Rowling is believing that she succeeded because she believed in herself the whole time. She didn't. She doubted herself. She struggled mentally. She faced real pressure to quit and find stability. What made the difference wasn't confidence. It wasn't motivation. It wasn't some secret mindset. It was persistence without reassurance. She kept writing without applause. She kept submitting without encouragement. She kept going without any sign that success was coming. Eventually, a small publisher agreed to take a chance. The initial print run was tiny. No one expected global success. No one predicted a franchise. But the story survived long enough to be discovered. And that's the lesson people miss. Success doesn't appear because something is perfect. It appears because something lasts. Harry Potter didn't change the world overnight. It earned attention slowly, through readers who connected with it and shared it. Momentum came later. Today, people look back and call it inevitable. But nothing about it was inevitable at the start. And this matters for anyone building something today. If you're creating content and getting no views, that doesn't mean your work is worthless. It means the system doesn't trust you yet. Platforms don't reward potential. They reward consistency that survives time. Most people quit before trust is built. They quit after a few uploads. They quit after silence. They quit because results don't come fast enough. J.K. Rowling didn't win because she avoided failure. She won because she stayed when quitting made sense. That's the uncomfortable truth. If she had stopped after the 5th rejection, her story would never exist. If she had decided that success wasn't meant for her, the world would never know her name. Success stories aren't created by people who never doubt. They're created by people who continue despite doubt. So the real mistake about J.K. Rowling isn't thinking she was lucky. It's thinking her story is about magic. It isn't. It's about endurance. It's about staying long enough for the world to notice. And that lesson applies to writing, content creation, business, and life itself. Because in the end, success doesn't reward the most confident. It rewards the most consistent.